Hey there Diablo players, let's go over it fast first and then slowly. So, 20 points in Holy Bolt, 20 points in Blessed Hammer, 20 points in Fist of the Heavens, all the rest 1 point. 2 defensive auras. Max out Figure, 20 points, the rest as you see 1 point. Offensive auras, all the way to Fanatism, 1 point, all your remaining points into Blessed Aim. For the stats, enough to wear your gear for Strength, enough to wear your gear and get max block for Dexterity 75%. For the gear, Enigma, Shaco, Heart of the Oak, Arachna Smash and Chances. Herald of Sakharune with an unrune in it. Boots, Ring, those are, you can change a bit. Ravenfrost mandatory and a caster amulet. Also, we have Call to the Arms together with a Spirit on the offhand. For the charms, it's 1 offensive here, cheats, all magic finds, a torch and an Annie. So this is the build in short. If you want to keep watching for the long version with more explanation, we welcome. Hey Diablo players, welcome to this Fist of the Hammer build. Yes, you hear that correctly. It's a combined Fist of the Heavens and Hammer build, a Blessed Hammer build. I went over to this one because I think I have enough plus to skill so I can make it work, and I wanted to do something different and I wanted to be able to do all the contents. I even have in this build an option to go as a smiter to do Ubers. Didn't do that yet, but I think it's possible as well because I've seen it a lot in other videos. But I want to share with you a couple of things that I like about this build. And so you can maybe learn from it or do something with it. So first skills, then stats, then gear. I have to say I have plus 19 to combat skills. So this is, I think, mandatory that you have a bit of plus to combat skills or plus to paladin skills in general. Otherwise, I think it's not really that powerful. I'm able to do with this build, depends on the area, but I'm able to do like players 3 or players 5 quite okay. Sometimes I'm going lower so I can do players 3, so I go faster, but this is a little bit, as you know, how you can generate the most kills, so the most chance on loot. So first off, you see 20 here, but if you see 20 I've put 1 base point in it. So I've done all the mandatory skills, of course, to get to the Fist of the Heavens. And then you also see that I put also points into Smite, in Charge, and in Holy Shield. I only put 1 point in here. So the thing with plus 2 skills is that if you have plus 2 skills, it's really nice because I get 19 points for free. So that's really good for the blocking chance. Because we always want to be on level 75 block, but I will go over that later. So if I put up my Holy Shield, I've got 75% block. This is important because it's the best damage reduction skill you have, I think, for your Paladin. So first off, Holy Bolt. Holy Bolt for me is quite important because it does a lot of damage, and I have to say if I want to target a mob, it is undead or it's an undead or a demon, then I target it with my Holy Bolt because this is doing way more the most damage. As you see, it's also really constant damage. It's not like fluctuating a lot. It also heals, and this is really nice because it heals. For me, it's not important, of course, but it heals my Merc. So if he goes down a little bit, I can heal him up. Holy Bolt is a really good and nice spell. And it gets from a couple of other synergies it has. So you see the Fist of the Heavens, it gets 50% magic damage per level from Fist of the Heavens. And then the other one is for the healing part. So this healing part is not that important. It's useful, not that important. So the only synergy is Fist of the Heavens. So of course it's a Fist of the Heavens hammered in build. So I maxed out Fist of the Heavens as well. So that's an easy no-brainer. You put all your 20 points in here and then you put your 20 points in there. The thing I wasn't reading in the beginning correctly is if you look at this Fist of the Heavens build, the Holy Bolt that goes out, it's really satisfying if you can kill a lot of mobs with it, is 15% Holy Bolt damage per level. It gets from Holy Bolt. But the other one is the lightning damage part. So within this build I decided not to go for lightning damage. And the thing is, you see the lightning damage is quite low. It's 1810 till 1860. But the Holy Bolt damage is quite decent. So if I do my Fist of the Heavens and all these Holy Bolts spread out, then I do the Holy Bolt damage. So it's really good for undead and for demons. So the Holy Shock you see in the lower part, I didn't fill that out in the offensive auras, and I will go over there as well, because it's doing only an increase in lightning damage, and I decided not to go for the lightning damage. I decided to go for the holy and magic damage. So this way I don't fill out Holy Shock, and that gives me 20 points to spend on something else, and this is really interesting. So as I said, I wanted to have a hammer build, a blessed hammer build as well. So here you see the blessed hammer. I maxed it out all the way to 20, and let's look at the synergies. Then we've got blessed aim and we've got figure. And as we all know, you see the aura spawning around me at the moment. The figure aura, is really good because you get your faster run walk, and if you want to do a lot of kills and you want to repeat the boss a couple of times, it's really important you can run fast. Or if you want to do lower kill rust, it's important you can run fast. So the figure is my main target as well. So if we go to let's go to the defensive auras. What I've done here, I have to go to the figure, and because of that I had to put points in here. So this is okay. And then if I'm here, I decided to put 1 point in redemption, because yeah, I thought maybe on some point I want to have I have mana issues, or I want to have another merc or something like that, mercenary. So I want to have redemption so I can retrieve mana, and it's because I've got quite a lot of points already, it's a really good trade-off, I think, for 1 point. Then I put in 1 point in salvation, because I want to be able to do ubas with this one. Before I changed it all the time, but then you need a token of respec, and I decided that I want to try to do this. So maybe in this video or a later video I will show you if I'm able to do a uber run with this character. And then I maxed out figure, because I really like the amount of stamina, run walk speed, everything you get from this. And it is also a synergy for the blessed hammer. So this is also really nice. And the other nice part is, if I go to offensive auras over here, I of course want to have concentration, because you need this spell so that your hammers will hit, and we need the blessed aim as well. There is in here, it's a synergy, I thought, again with, I have to always check, it's a synergy with the blessed hammers for 14%. So if I put a couple of points in there, and I've put all my remaining points, to be honest, in here, so I've put 11 points in here, and I'm level 95 at the moment, so I thought this is good. And the interesting thing, if you look normally at the Fist of the Heavens Paladin, you see that we put points into conviction, and we put points in Holy Shock. So I didn't do those parts. I did put 1 point in Fanatism, because again, I want to try to do ubers as well with this build. And if I'm able to do this good enough, then this is the build to go for, because then I can do all the content in the game. So let's go over to the stat points. You hear a lot in videos that they say, oh, put all the stat points in strength and dexterity until you have enough to wear your gear, and then put the rest in vitality. And I did the same. So what you do is, if you put your gear on, then you have this chance to block. It needs to be 75, that's the max you can get. And then you also see the average chance a fallen will hit you is 19%, and it differs on the area or the region and the mobs where you are. I normally like to max out all my resistances, and I decided here that it was okay not to have those two maxed out, but that's more a fine-tuning part. I will go over my gear later. And then I needed to put enough strength into enough points into strength. And the funny thing you see here, because of my gear, I only have the 25, and I think it's even the base value 25 strength, and the rest is all from my gear. Then dexterity. So yours might be different because you maybe don't have the gear I have at the moment. Then I put a lot of points in dexterity to get to this 75%. Beside that, it's really important to have enough dexterity to wield my grief, for example, if I want to do the ubas. Then vitality, it gets stressed, and this way you get a decent amount of vitality. So what kind of gear goes with this build? Let's change over to my inventory and see the gear part. I'm working on my holy grail, so I have got as much as magic find that's possible. But as you know, or maybe not know, between around 350 is a good way to go with magic find, because the uniques and set items don't get really much more increased after that. And the thing I'm looking for mostly is my holy grail items, and those are uniques and set items. So I think around 350 is decent enough. And if we look at how much I have, is 375. If I find the War Traveler boots, if I'm correctly, then I will start using them, but I didn't find them yet, so I don't have them. I'm not focusing on extra gold for monsters or anything. I do focus on the faster cast rate. As you might know, within Diablo, there are a couple of breakpoints you need to get. This is a whole story about how the game was built in the like 22, 23 years ago, and you need to go to certain breakpoints, and then your frame rate goes up, and you can do more damage output in the same time. And this is really interesting. So you get faster with your spells, for example, with the faster cast rate. So I really max this out. I'm really going for, all right, I need 75. I know from the specs on the internet. So this is also 76. It's really maxed out. Then with the rest, it's not really that important. I'm always focusing on the better chance of matching find and the faster cast rate. And the rest is nice to have. If you look at my gear, I'm using a Shaco, still have this magic find gem in the socket. I have Enigma. I'm really pleased with that. I've been doing a lot of lower Kurust runs, and maybe you want to check out my other videos as well, where I have a bit of explanation about lower Kurust runs. I did those, and I found my runes I needed, and then I made my Enigma. I have a Heart of the Oak. I made a couple of them lately, and as you can see, the most important stat is all resist. It differs from 30 till 40, and I've got 30, and this is the second time I've got 30, and I actually need to re-roll or roll another one again, and hopefully get a bit higher, and then it will also solve my resistances. Then I'm using chance cards. I found perfect ones. That's really nice. This is because I'm doing the magic find, so I like those. Let's go to the amulet. I'm crafting amulets. I've been crafting a lot of amulets lately, and this one has 6% faster cast rate. The most important things that needs to be on there for my character at the moment, my build, is +2 to Paladin skill levels. This is the first one, and then enough faster cast rate. And what I'm looking for is like above 15, so I don't have to use this ring anymore. It gives me 10% faster cast rate. But you need to be above, at least above the 75%. this is really nice. So I'm playing around with these two, and sometimes if you look at other videos I made, I even go for the lower faster cast rate because I'm going for one specific boss that's not really that important that I have to clear a lot of mobs, and then I decide to go put another ring in here. Then one of the other mandatory rings for almost every build is Raven Frost. I found a 19 to dexterity and a 42 mana. Yeah, the most important thing here is cannot be frozen, of course. And you might, if you find them a lot, if you play a lot, then the attack rating is also nice because you can also use it with the Uber builds, the Smiter build. Then for the faster cast rate and the +2 skills and all those things, I'm using an Arachnic Mesh with the +20 faster cast rate. And then the boots are also, I'm almost level 96, and I didn't find boots that are like perfect, because the perfect boots I'm looking for are plus faster run walk, and then magic find, and then 2 or 3 maybe even resistances on it. And if I cannot find that, then the War Travelers, if they finally drop, will be probably in place here as well. But I'm focusing always on the faster run walk. This is the most important first step. And then magic find, I find that important as well, together with resistances. These are the things that I'm focusing on. Alright, so this is my build, and yeah, I hope that it helps you out a little bit. If I go over the charms I have are the Hellfire Torch. I'm so happy with this because I found this lately. Plus 18 to all attributes, plus 3 to Paladin skills, etc. You probably know this one. And I also found a Stone of Jordan. I found my second one as well. And this one was also quite decent. Then I found my first combat skiller, as you can see. I found a Cheats charm with almost perfect on the magic find. These are like these 3, you always have those 3, I think. And then I've got 1 offensive auras at the moment because I only found 1 combat skiller. But if I find another combat skiller, it will probably replaced here. Then you see that I've got some spare place here, because I really like to be able to just pick items up, and I try to keep my cube as empty as possible as well. I know that maybe if I found more gear or more, I don't know, that maybe I will use this space as well, or maybe even this space, so I have to put like items in my cube. But for now, I don't think this is really beneficial for the speed. So all the other charms are magic find charms. 6%, 7% with something. That's really nice. It's only magic find. So I decided not to use my life. I've got a lot of life charms, 20 life with something. But I decided to make this character only magic find. So I can even maybe switch this one out because I have enough damage for the things I like to do. Then on the swap, I have a call to arms. Really useful if you look at the plus life you get from battle commands, and also the +2 skills. Then I've got a spirit to boost up those skills a little bit more. And on the left side, I have my mercenary with an insight, a treasury, and a crown of thieves at the moment. And he stays alive pretty well. And now and then I heal him a little bit up with Holy Bolt. So this is my build. If you made it all the way till here, I thank you very, very much for watching it. And I will try to make more content in the future for you. Goodbye.